Your garden might look peaceful, a perfect picture of tranquility. But just beneath the surface, some of your vegetables are locked in a silent underground war. It's a hidden battleground you can't see. They release toxic chemicals, they steal vital nutrients, and they even summon destructive pests to attack their neighbors, and you'll never notice a thing until your harvest completely flops. Today, we're going undercover to expose the 7 worst vegetable pairings that are secretly sabotaging your garden from the inside out. First up, a classic but catastrophic combo: 1 tomatoes and corn. Think of these two as divas fighting for the same spotlight. Both are incredibly heavy feeders, demanding a huge amount of resources from the soil. Worse, they attract the exact same villain: the corn earworm, which, surprise, is also known as the tomato fruitworm. It's the same pest with 2 names, and it loves them both. This pest will burrow into your corn cobs and tunnel through your prized tomatoes. If one plant gets invaded, the other is its next meal. It's a guaranteed buffet. And on top of that pest problem, they compete fiercely for nitrogen, like siblings fighting over the last cookie. The result is stunted growth and a disappointing harvest for both. Number 2, beans and onions. This one feels counterintuitive, but it's a toxic relationship. Onions and their relatives are often natural bodyguards in the garden, repelling pests like aphids, but pole beans and bush beans absolutely hate their protective pepper spray. The roots of alliums, that's onions, garlic, leeks, and chives, release compounds into the soil that actively inhibit the growth of legumes like beans. It literally stunts them, so keep your beans far, far away from the entire onion family if you want a bumper crop of pods instead of a season full of regret. Coming in at number 3, broccoli and strawberries. Broccoli is a notorious nutrient vacuum. It's a brassica, and it pulls heavy amounts of nitrogen and calcium from the soil to produce those big, dense heads. Strawberries, on the other hand, are delicate perennials. They need consistently rich ground and a calm, stable neighborhood to produce sweet, juicy berries. Plant them together, and it's no contest. The berries starve while the broccoli greedily thrives, hogging all the good stuff. You end up with 1 feast and 1 famine, side by side in the same bed. Number 4, potatoes and tomatoes. This is a case of a family reunion gone horribly wrong. Family reunions aren't always happy, especially in the garden. Both are members of the nightshade family, which means they're susceptible to the same problems. They share devastating diseases like early and late blight, and they're both targeted by pests, like the Colorado potato beetle. If one plant catches something nasty, the fungal spores or hungry pests will spread to its close relative instantly. The whole family goes down together. At number 5, we have a deceptive duo, carrots and dill. Dill is sneaky. It starts out as a helpful friend, attracting beneficial insects that prey on carrot pests. It helps young carrots in their early stages, but then it turns competitive and hostile as it matures and goes to seed. Mature dill releases allelopathic chemicals that can inhibit growth and even warp the carrot roots, literally twisting your harvest into forked, unusable shapes. Number 6, cucumbers and potatoes. This pairing is a recipe for disease. You've got water hogs next to disease magnets. Potatoes are highly susceptible to blight, and cucumbers are prone to powdery mildew. When you crowd them together, the humidity spikes from the cucumber's large leaves, creating the perfect damp environment for blight to decimate the potatoes. Everything just wilts. Give your cucumbers their own space. They want a climbing wall, not a sick neighbor who's going to make them sick too. And finally, number 7, peppers and fennel. Fennel is the notoriously toxic neighbor of the garden world. It's an allelopathic bully that very few plants can tolerate being near. It secretes chemicals from its roots, plant kryptonite, that will severely stunt the growth of many plants, especially peppers, slowing them to a crawl. Instead of big, crisp bell peppers, your harvest becomes a sad little pile of tiny, green wannabe peppers that never fully mature. So, to quickly recap, keep tomatoes away from corn and potatoes. Separate beans from the onion family. Give broccoli and fennel their own space. And don't let dill get too cozy with your carrots. The good news? Swap just one of these bad pairings, and you can watch your garden instantly breathe a sigh of relief, becoming more lush, calm, and productive. So what should you plant instead? If you want to build a layout that practically grows itself, focus on proven companion planting. Pair tomatoes with basil to repel pests, carrots with onions, since onions deter the carrot rust fly, and beans with corn and squash in the classic Three Sisters method, but with smart spacing to manage resources. It's all about creating a cooperative community, not a war zone. Your vegetables deserve peaceful neighbors and a healthy home, not a battlefield for resources. Hit that subscribe button and join us here at Decoded. We're dedicated to making sure your soil stays healthy and your harvest stays powerful. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your worst plant pairing disaster, and I'll feature some of the most tragic and funniest garden stories in a future video.